Know the top stories of the day. Understand the issues that matter. This is Manila Bulletin News on Web. Your quick rundown of top news in the country and around the world. Manila Bulletin, celebrating 120 years of timely stories and timeless truths. Be fully informed. Hi, I'm Barbie Atienza. This is MB Now, and here are your news on web.
The government task force has not yet closed its door on possible extension of the enhanced community quarantine in National Capital Region and 4 nearby provinces. Vaccine czar Carlito Galvez Jr. said they would look seriously into the recommendation of the experts for an ECQ extension if there would be continued spike in case of COVID-19. President Rodrigo Roa Duterte has placed Metro Manila, Bulacan, Cavite, Laguna, and Rizal under the strict lockdown from March 29 to April 4 to suppress the rapid rise in coronavirus cases. The ECQ restrictions include stay-at-home rule at all times except for essential work and needs, ban on mass gathering, reduced capacity of public transportation, and operating of industries engaged in essential and frontline services. Presidential spokesman Harry Roque said the ECQ implementation seeks to bring down the COVID-19 cases, prevent hospitals from getting overwhelmed, and save more lives. He added that proposed extension of ECQ will be further discussed by the IATF this coming Saturday. The Department of Health has recommended the extension of ECQ in Greater Manila area for another week. An assessment on the progress will be made before the ECQ ends on April 4, according to Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergere. Meanwhile, more than 5,400 violators of curfew and quarantine rules were accosted during the first day of the implementation of the ECQ under the NCR Plus bubble. Police Lieutenant General Cesar Hawthorne Binag, commander of the Joint Task Force COVID Shield, said a total of 2,807 violators were accosted during the 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew, while the total of 2,598 people were accosted for violation of the minimum health safety protocols, such as not wearing face masks and not observing physical distancing in public places.
Ang nakita natin pagka nagkakaroon pa na yung continuous steep rise of ibig sabihin yung exponential increase niya is hindi nagkakaroon ng tinatawag nating hindi siya nagpa-plateau or hindi siya bumababa. It means that the intervention that we are having is kailangan makumpleto po natin. Yun din po ang recommendation we are open to the recommendation of our expert na extend natin ng 14 days kasi yun ang sinasabi nga nila na yung inoculation period ng virus is 14 days. So isa pa rin pong open na recommendations ng mga expert po natin.
The Department of Health said on Tuesday, March 30, that it will be including positive results in rapid antigen tests in its daily report on the novel coronavirus infections. During the House Committee on Health hearing, DOH Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergere said the rapid antigen tests would now be officially reported amid the fresh surge of COVID-19 cases a year since its outbreak. Vergere said those who tested positive in rapid antigen tests need not undergo RT-PCR tests to confirm their results. Antigen tests can be used to confirm COVID-19 infection in outbreak areas due to its increased sensitivity. However, confirmatory tests are still required for individuals in areas with low transmission of COVID-19. In a bid to lessen the country's reliance on vaccines abroad, President Duterte is eyeing the establishment of an institute that will develop and manufacture life-saving vaccines in the Philippines. The proposed formation of a vaccine institute will be the president's legacy to the nation before ending his 6-year term next year, according to presidential spokesman Harry Roque. Roque said the Department of Budget and Management has already been directed to allocate funds for the creation of the vaccine facility. In a televised address on Monday, March 29, the president admitted having difficulty in the country's vaccine procurement as some nations were cornering most of the world's thin supply. Duterte conceded that vaccine procurement was so hard that it already brought him into tears, adding that he felt like passing through purgatory as he struggled to bring relief to the people during the pandemic.
Yes, that's why kaya nga kahapon nung nagkaroon kami ng reporting kay Presidente na importante talaga yung self-sufficiency. Nakita niya na yung kanyang perspective na magkaroon tayo ng sariling vaccine na meron tayo noong 1939. Kaya po ang natin, parang sinabi niya kay Secretary Wendell is to allocate money in order for us to be capable of producing that vaccine. Yun ang niya, parang nakita niya, pinoint out niya kahapon, though hindi ito na nilagay sa report, Pero ang sinabi niya na napaka-intimate niya, pagkakasabi niya sa amin is, even though I'm not anymore the president, I want to solve the problem of the Philippines in terms of really securing and eliminating the disease that we have. Kasi alam naman ng presidente na talagang ang Pilipinas, ang dami natin kailangan vaccine. Not only for COVID-19, but also to other fatal diseases that we have right now.
And here is a roundup of news in and around Metro Manila. Let's watch this report.
The Office of the Vice President has started on Tuesday, March 30, the conduct of its free mobile antigen service in Malabon City to boost the local government unit's testing capacity for the coronavirus disease. Vice President Lenny Robredo announced on Facebook that 419 residents from the city's 5 barangays were swabbed, with 24 of them testing positive for COVID-19 as of 1 p.m. yesterday. The OVP deployed 3 swab cabs to barangays Longos, Potrero, Tonsuya, Tanyong, and Flores. The swab cabs brought 3,040 care kits and 3,000 rapid antigen swab test kits. The care kits consist of face shields and face masks. Manila Mayor Francisco Isko Moreno Dumagoso said the city government will continue with its vaccination drive even during the Holy Week. Dumagoso said it is the city's policy to deploy vaccines to those who wish to get inoculated as long as they have the supplies. He also added that the speed of vaccination must be faster than that of infection as long as there are available vaccines on hand. A bake shop based in Pasig City is offering a cake that looks like a mound of rice, resembling the cake that President Duterte had during his 76th birthday on Sunday, March 28. Nice Carlene Junsai, owner of Nicely Baked, shared that she wanted to challenge herself by creating a version of the viral rice cake. She added that it will be amazing and fulfilling if she can create a cake that actually looks like a cup of rice. The cake measures 4 inches by 2 inches with chocolate or red velvet flavors. After her post went viral, Junsai bared that she is now flooded with orders and even had to extend working hours just to answer all inquiries.
Let's take a look at the latest news in other parts of the country. Here are the details.
The 100 Islands National Park in Pangasinan is open to tourists this Holy Week except those from areas under enhanced community quarantine. The City Tourism Office said the national park will accept 1,500 visitors per day following the guidelines of the Interagency Task Force on Emerging Infectious Diseases. Tourists from GCQ areas should present a negative RT-PCR test results released within 72 hours and a valid identification card, while tourists from MGCQ areas should only present a valid identification card. Tour hours will be from 6 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Parishioners in the province of Ilocos Norte are encouraged to hear masses and other activities for the observance of the Holy Week at the comfort of their homes amid the pandemic. Based on Governor Matthew Joseph Manotoc's latest executive order, religious events and practices during the Holy Week, such as the traditional Stations of the Cross, shall only be within the church vicinity, while vigils, prayer meetings, recollections, and other religious practices are strongly encouraged to be virtual. On-site activities shall only be limited to 35% of the venue capacity, while outdoor activities shall be limited to 50% only. Churches in Ilocos Norte such as the Minor Basilica and Parish of St. John the Baptist have announced that their Visita Iglesia will be available in their respective Facebook pages. To curb the spread of coronavirus disease this Holy Week, Governor Arthur Defensor Jr. has ordered tourist destinations and resorts in the towns of Iloilo Province off-limits from visitors. Defensor said that it is necessary to implement additional and adjusted measures during the season of Lent, considering the anticipated customary gatherings that may transpire. The newest protocol that takes effect from Maundy Thursday to Easter Sunday prohibits visitors from beaches, ecological parks, inland resorts, water parks, and amusement parks in the 42 towns and component city of Pasig. Instead of going out during the Holy Week, Defensor urged Ilonggos to stay home and reflect.
And now for the updates from around the world, here is that report.
More than 500 people have been killed in the Myanmar junta's brutal crackdown on protests against its coup to oust civilian leader Aung San Suu Kyi, according to a local monitoring group. Washington suspended a trade pact with Myanmar, and UN Chief Antonio Guterres called for a united global front to put pressure on the junta after more than 100 protesters were killed in a bloody weekend of violence. The Assistance Association for Political Prisoners said it had confirmed a total of 510 civilian deaths, but warned the true toll was probably significantly higher. UN Secretary General Guterres urged the Myanmar authorities to undertake a serious democratic transition. The US, Britain, and EU have all imposed sanctions in response to the coup and crackdown, but so far diplomatic pressure has not persuaded the generals to ease off. Italian Prime Minister Mario Draghi was on Tuesday vaccinated against the coronavirus with the AstraZeneca jab. His office said in an announcement intended to show support for the vaccine. The 73-year-old and his wife were vaccinated at the center at Rome's Central Termini Station, a spokesman said. Italy suspended use of the AstraZeneca's Oxford jab for several days earlier this month following fears of a link to blood clots, before the European Medicines Agency gave the all clear. The World Health Organization has also said the AstraZeneca vaccine is safe to use. The whole country will be put under a red zone lockdown over the long Easter weekend starting on Saturday in a bid to limit the number of new cases of COVID-19. A 65-year-old Filipino-American woman was assaulted and yelled while on her way to church Monday morning in 360 West 43rd Street building in New York City, according to the police. With reports from New York Daily News, the police said the suspect uttered an F word and told the woman that she doesn't belong here. The woman was reportedly taken to NYU Langone Hospital and now on stable condition after the attack. Security footage from a nearby building released by the New York City Police Department shows a security guard closing the door of the building instead of helping the woman. The guard is suspended and under investigation for ignoring the brutal incident. The police released images of a suspect in the attack and asking for help in identifying him.
And the latest in showbiz, let's watch this.
Just 1 month after actors Derek Ramsay and Ellen Adarna opened up about their relationship, both stars are now engaged as they shared sweet photos on Instagram yesterday, March 30. In an Instagram post, Ellen shared photos of Derek's proposal with the caption, "Game over." Recently, Derek teased the possibility of marriage with Ellen, saying that he thinks that she is the one. He also added that it's going to happen really quick. Many celebrities were quick to congratulate the newly engaged couple, including Rufa Gutierrez, Jessie Mendiola, Neri Miranda, Vina Morales, Heart Evangelista, Gretchen Barreto, and Luis Manzano.
Here are the latest from Manila Bulletin Sports section. Let's watch this.
Filipino boxing legend Manny Pacquiao and WBO welterweight champion Terence Crawford are reportedly in talks for their Abu Dhabi clash in June. According to boxing insider Mike Coppinger of The Athletic, there has been no agreement between both camps yet, but sources said Top Rank has already informed ESPN and pay-per-view distributor In Demand to hold the potential match on June 5 should the deal pushes through. He also added that the Middle East has been aggressive in pursuing marquee boxing matches with the promise of massive site fees. Coppinger also said that without Abu Dhabi, the deal falls apart, citing that the capital of the United Arab Emirates is pretty much involved in the Tyson Fury-Anthony Joshua super fight as well. Recent reports also indicated that the Filipino boxer turned senator is indeed leaning toward either Crawford or American welterweight Mikey Garcia.
In today's Tech Talk, Manila Bulletin's Tech News editor Art Samaniego shares with us websites and some mobile phone apps that you can use in observing the Holy Week this year at home. Let's watch this.
With the pandemic still very much limiting our movements outside our homes, observing religious events such as the Holy Week has become difficult. Today, in observance of the Holy Week, we have checked out a website and some mobile phone applications that can help you in your journey this Holy Week. Hi, I'm Art Samaniego and welcome to Tech Talk. With the pandemic still affecting our lives, virtual observance of the Holy Week is the only way to go. In fact, The Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines made Holy Week traditions available virtually through the Visita Iglesia website. Here you can do your virtual Visita Iglesia with voice guide for you to follow. It also has various 360 degrees view of different churches to complete your virtual Visita Iglesia experience. Apart from Visita Iglesia, the site also has audio guide for the Way of the Cross. It also features text for the responses and readings for the whole duration of the Way of the Cross. The Visita Iglesia site also features the Passion, or more commonly known as Pabasa, that you can listen to and follow. Websites such as CBCP's Visita Iglesia site gives people a sense of normalcy, most especially in observing the Holy Week. Apart from the Visita Iglesia website, there are various mobile phone apps that are available for users, such as this Rosary app that guides you in praying the Rosary, and it also has a list of prayers for all occasions and celebrations. Apart from the Rosary app, we also found the Stations of the Cross Prayer Guide app that has both English and Filipino text and has guides for Visita Iglesia prayers as well. Some of its Way of the Cross prayers comes with audio guides in English, Tagalog, Cebuano, and Kapampangan versions. With websites such as the Visita Iglesia site and apps for Rosary and the Way of the Cross, Catholic faithfuls can continue their devotion without risking their health. And that is Tech Talk for this week. Join us again next week for more tech updates. This is Art Samaniego, and this is Tech Talk. Be fully informed.
Well, with the help of those apps and the Visita Iglesia site, surely observing the Holy Week is still possible. And with that being said, in observance of the Holy Week, MB Now will be offline starting tomorrow, April 1st, 2021. We will resume our live broadcast on Monday, April 5, 2021. We'll see you then. And those are the news on web today, March 31, 2021. And for more news and details, get your copy of the Manila Bulletin newspaper tomorrow, or you can log on to www.mb.com.ph. Or you may also subscribe to our newsletter through the link on this video's caption to have the day's latest news delivered to your inbox. I am Barbie Atienza for Manila Bulletin. Join us again on Monday. This has been MB Now. Be fully informed.